How many perfect squares are divisors of the product 1 factorial times 2 factorial times 3 factorial all the way up to 9 factorial? So we want to find the number of perfect square factorials in the product of all factorials of the numbers 1 through 9. So we can write this out and take out the factorials and then prime factorize this. So you'd say like 1 times 2 times 3 times 2 squared times 5 times 2 times 3, on and on and on. And you would prime factorize this. Now I went ahead and already did this. I'm going to save you guys a bunch of time. It is equal to 2 to the 30th times 3 to the 13th times 5 to the 5th times 7 to the 3rd. So that is how you can write that, but now it's in squares. So just looking at 2 to the 30th, how many perfect squares are there in that number, or divisors of that number? Well, you have 2 squared, and then 2 squared squared, and then 2 squared squared squared. That's like saying 4, and then 4 squared, and then 16 squared, on and on. So really, as you can see, we're doing 2 squared, and then 2 squared squared, 2 squared squared squared, which is 2 squared, 2 to the 4th, and then 2 to the 8th. So we're only taking even powers. So when we're trying to find the number of perfect squares in this is going to have like 2 to the 15th worth of values of it, however you want to call it. Oh, and then this one over here. Of course, you're going to have to round down because that extra one isn't going to do you any good. Times 5 squared times 7 to the 1st. So now over here, you can choose, you have the option to choose one perfect square of 2, 2 perfect squares of 2, 3 perfect squares of 2, like 2 squared squared and stuff like that. But you also have the option to choose 2 to the 0, which gives you an extra option. So over here, you actually have 16 options to choose from. Here, 7 options. Here, 8 options. Or sorry, this is 2 to the 5 to the 2nd. So here, 3 options. And then here 2 options, and this gives us a total of 672 options, which is, or possibilities, which is going to be your final answer. Thank you much for watching, and goodbye.